To think of favorite moments on this trip, it's kind of hard. There was a lot of powerful moments where I was overwhelmed with the emotions, knowing what we saw last time, seeing people's lives progress, both good and sad. There were some people we met whose lives have just been so difficult.
Jesus, would you use your healing touch to grant her of the blood that flows in such a healthy way that she feels young again, rejuvenated in your name, Jesus? You are kind, you see her, you love her. We just ask God you would heal in your precious holy name.
That's the church. We're just a bunch of people whose lives are difficult, who are trying to figure out how to care for one another, how to obey the word of God together. Pastor Samuel, who's in the front seat right now, he and I have had oftentimes misunderstandings, not knowing exactly what the other is saying, because we might take a principle from the word of God and interpret it slightly different. So to come to places like this, you have to be able to have deep empathy, compassion, to move slowly, to tackle things together, but then be able to talk through it and go, okay, this hurt. In this culture, they use the word offended a lot more than we do. So to understand what offense means here and how we work through that. I think that's been some of my favorite moments, is learning how to work together as the church. Pakistan is a far off place that's misunderstood by many. It is a place that is so welcoming, so joyful, so kind, and yet has tensions that are untalked about. There's a lot of assumptions, especially by the West, of what Pakistanis are like, but you enter people's homes, I've never been greeted more warmly anywhere in the world than I have in Pakistan. Their greetings are long. They sing you songs when you're coming to schools or churches and things. They literally shower you with flowers over and over again. When we went to the village here, there was maybe a 250 meter walk where the whole village had lined up to throw flowers at us. We're talking 100 or more people were showering us with flowers and welcoming us with joy, and then it took hours before they all went to their own homes so we could visit the people we actually came to see. Nothing is fast in Pakistan. Nothing is fast in Pakistan. Sometimes that's okay. We come to things with our predetermined expectations, or for me, for example, I grew up being taught if you're on time, you're late. That's the most insulting it could be. But I work in some of these other cultures, Uganda, Pakistan, even the Dominican Republic, parts of Spain, cultures around the world are so starkly different. So I come here or Uganda and people go, I will see you at 10. What they really mean is anytime between 10 and noon, I will see you. So for the church to be the most effective together, we need to be compassionate for people's differences. One of the most authoritative things about the gospel is that it comes to us from one origin, and it sends us to other origins. Yes.
How many are we going to on my home?
2.
Okay.
Everyone else is sick. The gospel in itself says this, to go into all the world and preach the gospel. It literally sends us into other places. When it does that, when the gospel sends us to other places, what it is doing is it is challenging us to go and let different principles. We place high value on certain principles while they do not. So what that leads to is a tension where we often have to, as the church, when we come into another culture, take the time to work out what those principles are, to understand that we're not insulting each other, we're not trying to insult our culture, we're trying to honor God fully through the different lenses that we have. So as we do these things, as we go into the nations together, as we go together to places where we don't fit in, we need to become people with deeply compassionate hearts, enormous grace for one another, for each other's understandings, for each other's perspectives, or we need grace for them, but we also need to be challenged by each other. There's things I think and present when I come to work that the Pastor Samuel and the team here do not, and the vice versa. There's things I think, missiologies, or the principles of our mission that are highly valuable to me that are not to them, and so we have to go, okay, this is why I think this way, this is why you think that way, let's think about these things together, let's understand each other as we work. If we can do that together, the church is going to be unstoppable. Let's go into the nations together.